Yo, what's good, everyone? Oh shoot, this is high as hell, man. Damn. Oh, okay, no, never mind. This looks very weird. Don't know why. And okay, yeah, I don't know why that looks so weird. That was that was wild, son. And yo, yo, man, yeah, man, yo, cause I've been out streaming for a while, bro. Man, this is like what maybe, but I would say yeah, this is my last live stream for the end of the year, man. I've been out for like maybe what the past 3 months now. Yeah, I just been dealing with a lot of schoolwork as you all know, I'm in college, so I do have a lot of things to do behind the scenes, man. So it's good to be back streaming. Well, oh, I should hopefully be back streaming normal next week, man. Hopefully, or maybe like on Tuesday. So I mean, I will see. But yeah, hey, we're back. We're gonna have a couple of videos I want to react to with y'all, and make sure have a good time. Make sure you like, video, share, subscribe. When you can see new haircut, new hairstyle for 2026. I mean, y'all know what needs to be done. I mean, got one part of my life completed, then the next one is to work on these, men. So hey, we'll see if God spare life, I can work on these things. But enough chattering about this. Let me go. Let's go to this real quick here. And you can see got a lot of videos too. Well, I won't react to all these videos yesterday. I'm keep real like I'm gonna go until like 9 o'clock. Well, for me it's 8:23. So for your probably maybe a different time. But me I just got a couple of videos I want to go through with y'all. Let's get some education in. Like there's always time for entertainment, but there's always sometimes for education as well too. So and don't mind my headset as well. So it's bro, I need to buy a headset, man. So I mean, if you want to sponsor me a headset, my blessings. But yeah, let's get into this first video where it's called Grafana explained in 2 minutes. So let's see what Grafana is about, and let's see what we can hopefully use it in one of our projects later in life.
Grafana, an open source observability and visualization platform used to turn raw metrics, logs, and traces into interactive all-in-one dashboards. Think of it as the
Okay, so that's pretty very self-explanatory beginning to what Grafana is. So it looks like he's saying that it's an open source platform that takes in like metrics or logs and stuff like that and is able to put in like a suitable dashboard so that a person can understand what it's about.
Turn raw metrics, logs, and traces into interactive all-in-one dashboards. Think of it as the display layer of your monitoring stack. It doesn't store most data itself. It connects to the tools you already use. Prometheus for metrics, Loki for logs, Kubernetes monitoring, SQL databases, cloud monitoring APIs. It even has a built-in feature for generating simulated data called the test data DB. Grafana visualizes whatever those systems produce.
Hey, that's pretty.
Oh, sorry, hold on. Okay, never mind. So someone messaged me. So yeah, pretty much he's like saying that it can connect to like different. So it looks like it can get like your metrics from different platforms and like basically put it into like as you said like into a dashboard for you, and you can be able to like view the metrics from there. So that's pretty interesting.
Grafana visualizes whatever those systems produce.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So the core idea is simple. Pick a data source, edit a few parameters, choose a panel type, and Grafana renders a real-time widget on a dashboard. A panel in Grafana is the basic building block. It could be a graph, a gauge, a table, a heat map, or single stat number. And dashboards are collections.
So, and I'm not supposed to hear a game, but pretty much like what he's saying is that, you can use this like, let's just say like you have a business, because I mean, it's pretty much good for a business. Like, let's say you have a gift shop business or like a AI business or like a shoe business or whatever. He's basically saying that, you can put your data, whatever, into like this application and it can like produce data for you. So that's pretty much like what you can do with this platform.
A gauge, a table, A heat
And
map,
yeah, you can get
or
it
single
in
step.
different
And
graphs.
dashboards are collections of panels organized for specific use cases, such as a DevOps team's server health dashboard or a DBA's performance screen. Panels are driven by queries, which means you can slice and dice your data however you want and combine sources on the same dashboard. Grafana also supports templating, so a single dashboard can adapt to different services, regions, or environments with a dropdown. Grafana also has an alerts feature. So instead of passively watching graphs, you define alert rules that evaluate your metrics and trigger notifications to Slack, email, or webhooks when thresholds are crossed. This turns
Okay, that's cool. So meaning like you can set up like alerts and stuff like that. So let's just say like data set like goes wrong or whatever, like this application could send you a notification telling you that look, well, so and so went wrong, like please be alert of this, and you can like in real time fix it. So that's pretty cool, man.
trigger notifications to Slack, email, or webhooks when thresholds are crossed. This turns dashboards into an operational tool for detecting and responding to incidents before customers notice. You can self-host Grafana on a VM or use Grafana Cloud if you want managed storage and scaling, or simply use a Docker container. The open plugin ecosystem means you can extend Grafana with data source plugins, visualization panels, and apps that add specialized workflows. Why developers and ops teams love Grafana is straightforward. It gives instant visibility into what's happening across systems without forcing you to migrate data or look at 67 different dashboards. Instead of guessing from logs or running ad hoc queries, you get a live, shareable picture of performance, errors, and trends. If your API latency spikes, a Grafana dashboard can show you the database latency rising at the same moment, pointing you to the root cause in seconds. This has been Grafana in
So yeah, pretty much to like summarize this, because this was a pretty good video. I mean, I would use, like, I can see why this application could be very helpful to a lot of businesses and obviously developers as well too. But mainly like the whole purpose of this Grafana application is to like just make your life easier as a business owner or even as a developer, because all you can like just connect different platforms to this application, and you can basically produce the data sets or the data into like different graphs, so you via different dashboards, and whatever type of graph you would like it to be, it can basically do that for you. So that's this is a pretty cool application to use. So let's now move to VPS. Explain in 2 minutes. Let's see what this is about.
VPS, or
Let's go here to so let's see what this.
VPS, or Virtual Private Server, is basically the modern descendant of virtualization technology first pioneered by IBM in the 70s. A VPS is your own slice of a physical server that behaves like a standalone machine. Hosting companies like
Oh, this and I know I pause it real quick, but a lot of people could maybe get this confused with like just say like a VPN versus a VPS. So it's pretty much like what he's saying, like this is like a virtual private network, but this time it's like a virtual private network. Sorry, it's like a virtual private server. So it's not like you pretty much just like have your own private like server for whatever use you would like it to be. Same as also like with a VPN, you have your own private network where you can do whatever you want. So I believe that this is where he's trying to go with this. I mean, obviously it would have different functionalities and stuff like that, because obviously a server and a network is 2 different things. But yeah, I think that is pretty much where he's going to go in this video, but we'll see.
is your own slice of a physical server that behaves like a standalone machine. Hosting companies like Hostinger take one powerful computer, carve it into multiple isolated virtual servers, and give each one its own operating system, CPU.
Yep, I was correct. So it pretty much like just like a VPN, where it gives your own private virtual network. The same as well with the server, where it gives each person their own like private server for them to do whatever functionalities they would like to do. So
you share RAM and storage. It was created to give you more control than cheap shared hosting without the cost of an entire dedicated server. Technically, a thin virtualization layer sits on the real hardware and creates these virtual machines. That layer makes each VPS think it owns the machine, so you get root access.
Hey yo, what does this guy know about? Hey yo, bro, pause. Yo, why do you? Hey yo, like who is it? Who's this guy? Watch like, bruh. What do you know about Big Mode, man? That's a bit sus, man. Yeah. And don't ask me how I know about Big Mouth too. Like, yeah.
machines.
That's
That layer
sus, bro.
makes each VPS think it owns the machine, so you get root access, can install any software, and configure everything exactly how you want. In practice, that means you log in over SSH, install services, run background daemons, and deploy apps the same way you would on a physical server. People use VPSs for web apps, APIs, game servers, automation tools like N8N, private VPNs, social media propaganda.
Oh yeah, and bro, N8N is so good, man, bro. N8N is the best. Bro, that's the best application I've ever seen in my life, bro. Like, you can do so much things with N8N, man. You could build chatbots. You can, like, bro. But one of the main reasons I'm using it for right now is to build chatbots, which, man, it is so good. I mean, obviously, the only issue is that you have like a trial, like a 2-week trial. I mean, that kind of sucks. But man, N8N is so good, man, bro. But pretty much, yeah. Like, I'm thinking I'm cooking with what I'm saying. Like, it's literally just like a private server where you can do whatever you want, you know, and it can still host out to public like servers, and you know, people can still have access not to your server but to the application that, you know, you would like to put out there.
Game servers, automation tools like N8N, private VPNs, social media propaganda bots, and anything else you can run on Linux. The main benefits are control, predictable performance, and easy scaling. You are not sharing CPU and memory with noisy neighbors, and you can resize the VPS or add more resources when needed. Compared to other hosting options, shared hosting is cheap but restrictive, dedicated servers are powerful but expensive, and VPS sits squarely between them. Flexible, affordable, and hands-on. There's also a
Okay, so he's saying that the difference between like a shared hosting versus a dedicated server. He's saying that, like, so with a shared hosting server, he's saying that the performance may be low and the cost also may be low as well. But then he's saying with dedicated servers that the performance will be good, and but the cost of it will be very high. Then we see with a virtual private server is that the performance would be all right, like 50, basically performance and cost would be like 50-50. So it won't really be the best. It won't, in terms of performance, it won't really be the best performing server, but you know, the cost of it wouldn't really be that expensive as well.
And VPS sits squarely between them. Flexible, affordable, and hands-on. There's also a healthy ecosystem of providers to choose from, like DigitalOcean, Hostinger, Vultr, and AWS Lightsail, each offering different price and performance trade-offs. If you want a cheap, reliable place to run real services rather than hobby sites, a VPS is usually the right call. This has been VPS explained in 2 minutes.
So yeah, pretty much what a VPS is as he's mentioned earlier in the video. So it's like where you can just have your own private server, and you know, you can still send applications out to others, where you know, they can still have access to like those applications. Like you go to the web, to app stores or whatever, and you know, while your server and stuff is being still protected with, you know, your data and whatever backend things that need to ensure that the server is run properly. And now,
for years now, React has.
Let's move to why coding in React is dangerous now. So let's, you know, this is for my web developers out there. For the web developers, you know, big up to y'all. So let's see why is coding in React dangerous now. Let's see why why is that? So
earned its place as the safe for years now. React has earned its place as the safe default framework for building user interfaces and handling front-end in general. It's the thing you reached for when you just wanted something reliable that worked. But a few days ago, well, it just broke a level of trust that developers didn't even realize they were extending in the first place. Originally, React lived comfortably in the browser. It rendered components, handled state, and stayed out of your backend. Over time, though, convenience crept in. Server-side rendering became the norm. Then server components arrived, and suddenly React wasn't just describing UI anymore. It was orchestrating how data moved from server to client through an internal protocol called Flight. Frameworks like Next.js and Remix wrapped all of this in abstraction. So from a developer's perspective, you were still just writing components. But under the hood, your app was now exposing server endpoints that deserialize complex payloads and execute logic inside your node runtime. That hidden complexity is what made React 2 Shell such a big deal.
So is he, wait, hold on, so is he saying that with this new React update that React now like displays like your server endpoints? Is that what, let me listen back to that again. So is that why he's saying that like React has a big issue now.
Was now exposing server endpoints that deserialize complex payloads and execute logic inside your node runtime. That
Yeah, so I was correct. So yeah, so he's basically saying like that hidden code in like your like server code or whatever, or a server file, React now, he's saying that it looks like it's producing that code now to the public for some reason, which is pretty interesting, but okay.
in complexity is what made React 2 Shell such a big deal. In December 2025, a set of vulnerabilities dropped, led by CVE 2025-55182, with a perfect 10.0 CVSS score. No authentication required, no user interaction. In many setups, no misconfiguration either. An attacker could send a single crafted post request to a React server components endpoint and go straight from HTTP to full shell access on your server. This wasn't some obscure...
Damn, that's crazy, man. What the hell? So wait, you're trying to tell me a hacker could like just access your server via a simple HTTP post that, bro? React, what the what the hell, man?
Components endpoint and go straight from HTTP to full shell access on your server.
That's
this
crazy,
wasn't some obscure
man.
plugin used by a handful of apps. These endpoints ship enabled by default in millions of modern React deployments. At a high level, the exploit abused how React's flight protocol deserializes data. The server takes what looks like a legitimate component tree, parses it, and reconstructs objects in memory. But when that input is attacker controlled, deserialization becomes a loaded gun. Through prototype pollution, attackers could shape object graphs that should never exist. At that point, Node does what Node always does. It executes the code. No login, no session, just one poisoned request. What made this especially scary...
Damn, damn. So basically trying to say that Node doesn't ask for like any like authentications or stuff like that. It just goes ahead and produces it without like any like security behind it or whatever. It just does what it's supposed to do, and that is just, go ahead and execute the code pretty much.
It's the code. No login, no session, just one poisoned request. What made this especially scary was how fast it went from disclosure to real-world damage. Within hours, security teams observed mass scanning across the internet. Compromised servers weren't just defaced, they were turned into infrastructure. Crypto miners were dropped, reverse shells were opened, cloud metadata endpoints were queried to steal AWS and GCP credentials. Persistence was established through cron jobs, systemd services, and SSH keys. In many cases, the node process was running as root inside a container, turning an app-level bug into a host-level compromise. Even patch...
Damn. So, I'm wondering, can like companies sue React for this? Because this is crazy, man. Like, bro, we're potentially like what React did potentially is that people can like maybe get access to like your bank credentials, your private data, like your databases, like bro, your servers, like bro, like company information, like bro, this is what, man, React, what the hell was that, bro?
Through cron jobs, systemd services, and SSH keys. In many cases, the node process was running as root inside a container, turning an app-level bug into a host-level compromise. Even
That's
patching
crazy,
wasn't as
man.
comforting as people hoped. Initial fixes landed quickly, but some were bypassed, forcing multiple releases before the vulnerabilities were fully closed. If you updated once and moved on, there was a real chance you were still exposed, and that highlights a deeper issue. Modern React isn't just a library.
So they fix it, but yet you can still get hacked, bro. Oh man, React, man, bro, I need a bag, bro. React, just put yourself in a bag, bro. Like, what the hell, man, bro? How you fix something and then it's still broken? Like, bro, what the hell?
Done, there was a real chance you were still exposed, and that highlights a deeper issue. Modern React isn't just a library you bump with npm and forget. If you're using server components, you're operating part of your production infrastructure, whether you think of yourself that way or not. This is where the broader criticism comes in. React didn't fail because of one bug. It failed because its surface area grew faster than most developers' understanding of it. Server and client concerns blurred together. Critical behavior lived behind magic endpoints most teams never audit. Abstractions made things easy to use, but also easy to misuse and hard to reason about. Every layer you don't fully understand is still a layer you have to trust. And React added a lot of layers. However, none of this means React is unusable or that every app needs to be rewritten tomorrow, but it does mean React is no longer the boring, safe choice people pretend it is. Using React...
So he's basically saying that because React now has these like vulnerabilities now, like you have to find now a different way of like hosting like your applications so without being hacked. And I mean, then I wonder is HTML, I'm guessing then HTML is not safe then, because like what else like stack can you use or framework that you can use to ensure that you don't get hacked, or your information is not easily accessible. So I mean if you don't know any frameworks, I mean please feel free to like type it in the chat. But that is man, that is scary, man.
Tomorrow, but it does mean React is no longer the boring, safe choice people pretend it is. Using React on the server demands the same threat modeling, patch discipline, and runtime hardening you'd apply to any backend system. That includes staying on fully patched versions, limiting container privileges, monitoring outbound traffic, and being aware that those RSC endpoints exist at all. The real takeaway is that React 2 Shell should be a wake-up call. Much like its older brother, Log4 Shell, from a few years back, it forces the ecosystem to confront the cost of convenience and the risks of trusting massive abstractions by default. React is still powerful, but power comes with responsibility, and if you are going to keep coding in it, you need to treat it less like a harmless UI tool and more like what it has become, a critical part of your server's attack surface. And speaking of
So, but I mean, I know with React as well, too, like there is a bunch of other like I believe what I'm looking for, like there are other like dependencies with React. So I'm not too sure if like you would have to like once you're installing React to like your application, like if React 2 shell would also be downloaded in it as well. Because I'm not too sure if there's a way maybe to where you can even though you download all of like the React components, like if you can also delete like React 2 shell from it and maybe try to like use still use React but not use that component from React. I mean, I'm not too sure if that's possible. I've never done something like that before. But I mean, if any more experienced developers, who's watching this, that you can maybe comment on this. But yeah, I mean, to me, I personally find React is very good as well. Like it saves you a bunch of time when it comes to like building like front end applications. But if like my application can be easily accessible, then it's like I need to find a different stack to use or different framework to use, because that's like bro, like imagine you as a developer trying to build, like you have a project that you're building for clients, and then this whole big confusion came out, like bro, like what are you get me, like what are you supposed to do now? It's kind of crazy, man.
this UI tool and more like what it has become, a critical part of your server's attack surface. And speaking of coding, if you are looking to make unique coding projects,
yeah, there's where he's yeah, you gotta pay me for them things, man. Like come on, bro. Like yo, if you all, man, like look, if you're all trying to get some sponsorships, man, like bro, you gotta pay me, man. Come on. Anyhow, let me stop. But so yeah, that was a
Not long
pretty
ago, Google was viewed as
hold on, sorry about that. So yeah, that was a pretty good video there. I may probably have to do a bit more research on that, but that says a crazy scenario to happen with React, and I mean now it kind of makes me think some more, because I really do like React. So it's like what I have to do in order to ensure that my applications are safe. So I guess that's a problem for another day. But so let's move on to, did Google just killed OpenAI? And I believe that this video came out a long time ago. So I believe that this guy is talking about Gemini's new update. And I won't like Gemini, it's bro, like new update, it's bro, I'll put my hands up, bro, it's killing it, man. So it's pretty good. But I mean, I still personally find OpenAI is better regardless. But I mean, who knows? I mean, Google, they may come back, man. You never know, man. You never know. But let's see.
Not long ago, Google was viewed as the biggest loser of the AI era. You might remember Bard, Google's first ChatGPT competitor, released in February of 2023. During the live stream announcement, Bard immediately hallucinated and crashed Google's stock by 9%. And all the experts told us Google was collapsing under its own bureaucratic weight. And yet somehow this week, they may have just pulled off the biggest Mongolian reversal in history with the release of Gemini 3. Unlike the Bard disaster, the
Google was like, yo, look, hey, we messed up from the beginning, but we're back. You know, like we came to show that, look, you know, we may have messed up in the beginning, like, yo, look, we all fail. Sometimes in life you take L's and they come back like, yo, we're here now, like, what's up? You know, so
Gemini 3 release pumped Google's stock by 6% to an all-time high, and they became the overwhelming favorite to have the best AI model by the end of the year. In today's video, we'll find out if Gemini 3 gets us closer to the singularity, or if Bard.
I still find OpenAI is better, man. I'm just saying, man. OpenAI, man, that's the lead, bro.
Just got its hands on some of Brian Johnson's magic mushrooms. It is November 21st, 2025, and you're watching the Code Report. But back in my day, all the gifted kids would get their wiggles out by holding Beyblade battles in between Johnny Bravo reruns. But nowadays, all the cool kids are designing elaborate benchmarks.
Man, if you all don't know who Johnny Bravo is, man, get cultured, man.
between Johnny Bravo reruns. But nowadays, all the cool kids are designing elaborate benchmarks to test the capabilities of the latest AI models. Like, imagine you needed to know which AI model was the best at detecting silhouettes of Pokemon, or which was the best at managing a simulated vending machine business, or which was the closest to general intelligence and therefore most likely to use our meatbag bodies as an energy source. Regardless of which one you choose, odds are Gemini 3 Pro is at the top of the list, and it's not even very close. It swept all the major LM Arena leaderboards, took the top spot on Weird ML, Humanity's Last Exam, Math Arena, and many others. Now, I know—
Damn, bro, man, Gemini's killing, bro, what? Bro, what? Yo! Bro, how is Gemini killing it so bad? But I'm speechless, bro, because I still genuinely find that ChatGPT is better. But okay, you know what? Maybe I'll start using Gemini a bit more and see. But I've been very comfortable with OpenAI. I've really built. It might sound weird, but I've already built a relationship with OpenAI. So if Gemini can swoop away or take this relationship that I have with ChatGPT, hey, look, you all gotta, man, so like, you just gotta find the best opportunity, man, where it goes. It's like seeing a baddie, bro. Like if you see a 9 out of 10 and then you see a 10 out of 10 the other way, like, you're gonna stick with 9 out of 10 or you're gonna go to 10 out of 10, man. Like, I know what you're, but I might take both, but hey, look.
on Weird ML, Humanity's Last Exam, Math Arena, and many others.
That's crazy,
I know,
though.
Trust me, bro, benchmarks aren't everything, but it's been a minute since we've had a new model release dominate across so many of them at the same time. And if you don't really trust benchmarks, AMP just replaced Claude with Gemini 3 Pro to power their coding agent after they realized it did everything Sonnet 4.5 did, but better. That's impressive, but the AI war is still raging, and Gemini 3 wasn't even the most interesting announcement from Google. They also unveiled a brand new technology called anti-gravity, a new electromagnetic propulsion device that allows cars to fly just like in Back to the Future 2. I wish that were true, but no, anti-gravity is actually just another VS Code fork designed for agentic coding with Gemini.
Bro, I was about to say, bro, I immediately paused. I was like, wait, hold on, wait, Gemini, bro, what? Like Google, like, bro. Okay, then never mind.
No, anti-gravity is actually just another VS Code fork designed for agentic coding with Gemini. You might remember back in July when the co-founders of Windsurf suddenly ditched their employees and with a non-exclusive license to the tech joined Google in a $2.4 billion deal. We haven't heard much about it since, but this week we're finally seeing the aftermath of that with the release of Anti-Gravity, a new agentic development platform led by the former Windsurf co-founders. According to the announcement video,
congratulations! You have been elevated to a manager of agents.
In other words, the AI figured out how to use you as a meatbag energy source before it even got to AGI. My favorite—
Wait, what the huh? Wait. Wait, hold on, wait, cut. Wait, what? Huh? Wait, so wait. Let me hold. Let's play it one more time.
We've
Wait,
finally
hold on.
seen the aftermath of that with the release of Anti-Gravity, a new agentic development platform led by the former Windsurf co-founders. According to the announcement video,
Congratulations! You have been elevated to a manager of agents.
In other words, the AI figured out how to use you as a meatbag energy source before it even got to AGI. My favorite feature is when they forgot to rename Cascade, which is the name of Windsurf's coding agent. And yes, if you're following along at home.
Okay, so what? Wait. So wait, you're trying to, because the Asian guy, he said that, well, you welcome to anti-gravity, where you can be in control of agents, right? So, or where you can be like in control of like, well, let me
You have been elevated to a manager of agents.
right. So you can manage agents, right? So is he saying that, like, what, with this anti-gravity you can control like different bots, or like different, well, I guess different bots, you can really see it, right? So, but then the other guy is saying that he's saying that, well, he's saying that the bots can now control us. So I'm a bit, I mean, I don't know if I'm missing the point, if I'm maybe like doing a bit too much, but that is, it's still scary. The point, it's scary as well, that that now that that AI has the ability to control humans, like that is, bro, that is wild. Even though people were warning about it, saying that, yo, look, if you continue with this, with AI get evolving, like things like this eventually will happen. But I mean, I was expecting this to happen so soon. Like, this is wild, man.
In other words, the AI figured out how to use you as a meatbag energy source before it even got to AGI.
That's
My favorite
crazy,
feature
man.
is when they forgot to rename Cascade, which is the name of Windsurf's coding agent. And yes, if you're following along at home, it's turtles all the way down. Their biggest competitor is obviously Chad, the brain-rot IDE backed by Y Combinator. Unlike every other editor, Chad integrates your brain-rot vices directly into your agentic coding workflow, allowing you to gamble, watch TikTok, or even swipe on Tinder while your agents do work for you in the background. Next,
What? What? Huh? Yo! Wait. You trying to tell me that, bro, I can have a whole agent, like, bro, see, you trying to tell me that I can, like let's just say, I'm working, right? Let's just say I work at Starbucks, right? You trying to tell me that I can set up an agent to, like, do, and let's just say on the side I do like web development, right? So you're trying to say I can go to work for 8 hours, right, and come back home, and my agent is able to do, like, build websites or whatever for me while I'm at Starbucks working, or KFC, or whatever. That's, bro, that is, what the hell?
Chad, the brain-rot IDE backed by Y Combinator. Unlike every other editor, Chad integrates your brain-rot vices directly into your agentic coding workflow, allowing you to gamble, watch TikTok, or even swipe on Tinder while your agents do work for you in the background.
That's
Next on the list is
crazy,
Google's
man.
other editor, IDX, which, unlike Anti-Gravity, is web-based. Oh, never mind, it looks like that's dead, and it's now called Firebase Studio, which accelerates your entire development.
Yeah, bro, Firebase is lit, man. Firebase is really good. This is a really good application as well too. This, yeah, I built one, like, app with this. It was like a and I believe I posted as well on Instagram. If you check my Instagram, you'll see it, and I think I made a video about it as well. But yeah, I did I made it was like a website, like a repair shop website for like my uncle. So yeah, this is really good.
Which is kind of like Google's other editor, Jules, which is an autonomous coding agent.
But sorry, not like Firebase. This is like for database stuff. Like, this is for backend stuff. It pretty much like makes, like, searching for backend data pretty simple. So yeah, not to get
my
confused.
preferred editor, Notepad++, but all of which could probably use some help from the sponsor of today's video, Mobbit.com.
Nah, bro. You gotta pay me for these sponsors, bro. But, like, it ain't free. If you're not paying, I ain't, like, your video ain't getting paid, bro. Like, yo, like, cut it out, man. Like, if you aren't paying my videos, then I'm not sponsoring your stuff, right? So yeah. Okay, let me stop. All right, let's move on to. Well, sorry, but before I get into that, did Google really kill OpenAI? I mean, from what he mentioned here, I mean, Google really does do a lot of positive things. I would say that, but in terms of like what people are really asking for is like, is Google Gemini really better than ChatGPT? And I mean, me personally, I still think that ChatGPT still has like that, you know, 55, maybe 45 above, Google Gemini. So, I mean, I probably may use Google somewhat, check like test it on stuff and see if I like it more. But I personally find, man, ChatGPT, man, it's just magic, man. Like once you use it, once, bro, like you can't stop, bro. Like it's just so good. But yeah, let's move on to, because it's kind of getting a bit close to like 9. So I'll watch this last video here, and I'll call it a night.
Earlier this year,
so we got AI agents are paying each other now, which when I read this title, I was like, huh? Like, I mean, well, I mean, bro, if they can actually do work for you while you're not at home, right? I guess they can start paying each other now, because bro, they can actually do work while you're at work. So that's crazy, man. But let's check this one out.
online payments changed forever, and you probably didn't even notice. Every internet user has heard of the HTTP status code 404 not found. But if you're a web developer,
yeah, man, bro, if you're a web developer, man, bro, you hear that 404 error, man. Like, bro, when you see that 404 error, bro, you just be like, oh, like, yeah, bro, it's annoying to see that 404 error, man.
internet user has heard of the HTTP status code 404 not found. But if you're a web developer, you might have nightmares about status code 500, internal server error, which happens when your shoddy deployed code breaks in production. But there's one HTTP status code.
Yeah, that is basically due to like not having the right dependencies, or the logic in your code isn't really functioning. It's not logicaling. You know what I mean?
That's just been sitting there since 1997, waiting for its moment to shine. 402, payment required. It was reserved for future use back when the web was young and optimistic, but now 3 decades later, we're still figuring out how to handle money on the internet without giving platforms like Stripe a 3% cut for the privilege of pressing some buttons. Well, that's about to change thanks to a new protocol developed by Coinbase called X402 that enables...
Well, funny enough, there are ways, there are ways where you can I don't know if I should say this, like, let me put it, if you're an advanced web developer, you know that there's a workaround between when it comes to online payments. I don't think it's good to say this via online, because I know ways on how you can't get around this, where you don't have to like pay any, but yeah, I'm gonna stop talking.
Micropayments that can turn every API request into a tiny cash register with 0 fees. And what's especially crazy is that these payments are instantaneous, frictionless, and open the door for machine-to-machine payments. Like, imagine an entire AI economy where AI agents are paying other AI agents to do whatever AI agents do. What could possibly go wrong? In today's video,
well, this is what y'all wanted, man. Hey, look. I don't mind it too as well. Look, sometimes you may have to like go to the bank or whatever and like do whatever, but I guess that this is a shorter way. Bitcoin also is a very short way as well, to where you don't have to you can just use like your ledger and stuff and pay each other. But I guess like this is another way via online where you can pay and receive money without having to like go through any much restrictions, So
find out by taking a closer look at X402 and its promise to revolutionize the way money moves on the internet. It is November 26, 2025, and you're watching The Code Report. One thing that sucks about platforms like Stripe is that they charge a 30-cent fee per transaction, which makes them overly complex for certain use cases. Like if you have an API where you charge 1 penny per request, you'd be running at a negative 3,000% profit margin. That's not acceptable even by Silicon Valley standards, so the solution is to force users to authenticate OAuth, verify a credit card, then either buy subscriptions or credits on your platform for a higher dollar amount, and then replenish them when they run out. It's complicated, but X402 dramatically simplifies centralize this workflow. In fact, it only takes one line of middleware code in Node.js to get up and running. If a buyer makes a request to a paid API endpoint, the server responds with an HTTP 402 code, which means a payment is required to complete the request. The user would then see a page like this asking them to connect a wallet, at which point the transaction can be completed without subscriptions, authentication, or any other friction. In addition, the process can be done programmatically on the buyer side using handwritten code or even AI agents. Pretty cool, but now let's actually deploy our own monetized API from scratch. Before doing that though,
wow, that's so wow. Like, I mean, but I'm sure the government's gonna frank out something to kind of like make this, you know, like legitimatize or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure about this, man. Like, there's no way that something like this is just gonna like go over everyone's head, bro. Like, I'm 100% positively sure that they're gonna do something about this, because that is pretty cool. That, you know, one line of code can save you, you know, I'll be real, like thousands or maybe millions of dollars, bro. Like that's crazy, man. So
done programmatically on the buyer side using handwritten code or even AI agents. Pretty cool, but now let's actually deploy our own monetized API from scratch. Before doing that though, we need a reliable backend server to run our code, like Hostinger, the sponsor.
Oh, nah, bro. We ain't doing all that, bro. Wait, hold on. Is it
today's video? Their virtual private server.
Okay, wait, hold on. Is this? Okay, so was that already all of the video, man? Hold on. Okay, I think that was okay. Let me go back.
More money after that by stacking it with the Fireship discount code. In this demo, we'll build both client.js is its Docker Compose manager.
Okay, nah, this is not it.
We have a server lined up. Let's take a look at the code. Here I have a dead simple Node.js app using Hono to build a RESTful API. When someone navigates to this protected route, it will give them some highly secret esoteric knowledge only known to 33rd degree Freemasons. This knowledge is so valuable that we must require a payment of exactly 1 Bitcoin to access it. Although with X402, you can handle payments of less than 1 cent and use stablecoins like USDC. Right now, anybody can access this route, but we can change that by simply installing the X402 SDK from NPM. Most importantly, it contains a middleware function that will put a paywall in front of this route. The first argument to this function is your wallet address where the funds will be sent. Then the second argument contains an object with some configuration values, like the route you want to protect, the price, the amount of time allowed to complete the purchase, and the decentralized network that will handle the transaction. And as a seller, that's basically...
Yeah, I won't lie. I think that where I saw this from, the guy pretty much did something very close to this. So, you know, I mean, if y'all didn't know, well, I guess now you know how to like pretty much send or even like receive money without having to like pay any additional fees or when you, like, it's not like to say that it's even like charging that high amount of, you know, taxes or like funds or whatever was it. So that's pretty good, man.
If we now open up the app on localhost as a potential customer and hit that URL, we get a 402 response that will require us to make a payment. In a web app, the end user can use a wallet extension like MetaMask or Coinbase Wallet to complete the transaction. Then once that's complete, they'll receive a response with the knowledge of a 33rd degree Freemason. That's cool and all, but buyers can also make payments programmatically. If we go back to the code, we can use the X402 fetch library, which can do all sorts of things, including handle the payment request automatically. And that's pretty awesome if you're building a paid API where AI agents can access paid resources on someone else's behalf. And now we can deploy everything together by Dockerizing it, pushing it to GitHub, and then let our Hostinger VPS run it in production. I'm not sure I'm ready to let AI make live payments for me, but hey, at least when it drains my bank account, it'll do it efficiently. Huge thanks to Hostinger.
Yeah, that I mean, bro, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't let AI nowhere near my my bank account, bro. I mean, it should be bringing me money, not taking out. You know what I mean? So, now that's pretty cool, though. I mean, I know you might have some disagreements about it, but to me, I find it's pretty cool, man. I won't lie. But I mean, it still can be a bit dangerous with this, because especially if, like, hackers, whatever, find out this type of information. I mean, you can't get yourself in a whole heap of trouble. So, but regardless, this has been a good video. You know, make sure you like the video, share, subscribe on the way out. You know, it's 9. I will close it off from there. hopefully that this was an educational video from you for you all, and that you all can apply what you have learned here, or even like tell someone what you learned here and what you can go ahead and like apply it into your application. So make sure you like the video, share, subscribe on the way out, and I'll catch you back in another video, man. Peace out.